Marlon Penn, the member for the 8th District. Along with him is the president of the BVI Football Association, Mr. Andy Bickerton. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Paul.
Well, it's great to have you here, and we're going to get straight into this one because this is pretty exciting stuff. Member for the 8th District, Mr. Honorable Marlon Penn, I understand that there's going to be a multi-purpose stadium being built in your district. What is happening?
Yes, Paul, we had a community meeting last evening to discuss our plans. We're partnering with FIFA, our BVI Football Association, in conjunction with FIFA, BVI Olympic Committee, and our Eastern Long District Council to develop what we call the Stevens Estate, Stevens land up behind of the community center, to develop a multi-purpose system stadium for our community. So we're excited about, just want to talk to the people of the territory, what our plans are for that stadium and for the community.
But before I get into that, and before I get to the president of the BVI Football Association, I want to go back a step because a couple of months ago there was nothing in Eastern. Right? Suddenly Greenland appears. Now we're going to have Greenland and a second multi-purpose complex. Eastern is just, they can't ask for more than that, can they?
Yes, they elected me to work, and I'm doing my work.
It seems that way to me.
All right, but this whole initiative with FIFA, the BVIOC, and the Eastern Long District Council started over about a year ago, Andy, when we started discussions where, when I took office in 2011, one of the things I decided to do is set up what we call a district council that is separate from the political electorate, that could look at issues specific to our community and come up with solutions and ideas to grow our economy, look at the social development issues, look at youth development, look at health and safety, and another area that we want to look at is our cultural heritage. So I engaged Mr. Ron Potter, who is the head of the Economic Development Committee, to look for opportunities and ideas for us to develop economically in our district. And one of the ideas that he brought to the table was the whole partnership with FIFA and BVI Football Association, which has been on the table now for over 10 years. And it's something that FIFA has been trying to do for some time.
Well, as you mentioned, I'll get straight to the president here. Donald Marlon Penn says it's been 10 years. I'm sure you can certainly support that. I know this is something we've spoken about years and years ago, in the days when both cricket and football were fighting to get a field.
Yeah, sure. It's a real exciting development from our point of view. So when I was approached by Ron Potter on the possibility of putting in a multi-sport stadium there, it was something we want to embrace because I think, as the public know, there's money available from FIFA. And you and I have discussed this before, that the BVI is one of the few countries in the CONCACAF region, I think 3 or 4, that have never had a gold project. So FIFA are strongly behind the BVIFA. And of course, the way it works is FIFA themselves, the only property they own is in Switzerland, where their buildings are. Right. They partner with the member associations to provide financing to build facilities in the member association's country. So this is basically FIFA partnering with the BVIFA, and then the BVIFA partnering with the National Olympic Committee and obviously with the 8th District Council, the government, in getting this project underway.
Now, Andy, recently you and I sat in the Cayman Islands and we listened to, was it the president of CONCACAF speak about his dream to see all the different CONCACAF islands come together and become a greater force. Said one day, this region can win the World Cup. Certainly for the BVI, this has to be a plus.
Absolutely. If you look at the progress that we've made with our youth program, it's become obvious that the youngsters here enjoy playing football. And, as we've discussed before, it's important to give the children something to do when they're not in school so they don't get into trouble and they're gainfully occupied. So it's not only a fitness thing, it's also keeping them out of trouble. And, we run the after-school program for the youngsters. We're translating that into teams that they can play in so that, they garner the self-esteem and the understanding you have to work together to be successful. And, from the District 8 point of view, if football continues the way it's going right now, in 10 years' time, we're going to have expanded from 12 adult teams, probably to double that. And so therefore, if the East End is the centre of football, there's going to be a lot of economic benefit for that particular area, because obviously by that time we would hope to have our champion team competing in CFU, so we'll have other teams coming in from neighbouring countries, also hopefully from the Windwards, and also we'll be hopefully hosting more international games as our youth teams get better and our national team gets better. More people will want to come and play us, and hopefully here. And so there's a significant long-term benefit, I feel, for the East End community. Particularly, as you say, they've got the Greenland field with basketball there. In this multi-sport centre, there's going to be netball for the girls, volleyball court, track and field, and a football field.
I want to get back to netball a bit, as you mentioned, but Honourable Penn, to tell us a bit more about the marriage and all the parties, how it all came together.
Well, Paul, it came together we started a discussion, like I said, about a year ago, and we've been working together for some time, looking at the possibilities with the property and the possibilities with the partnership. So we started with the football, and then we looked at the possibility of putting a track in place. That materialized, and we looked at the fact that we don't have a netball court and volleyball court, and we looked at making that marriage as well. So we were able to put all the pieces together, and then we have the proposal that we have right now that we brought to the public last evening.
You seem to be sort of getting everything just about right, because in Grenada recently, when the Ministers of Education got together, there was a segment of its own that lasted a couple hours, specifically focusing on OECS netball and their desire to see it brought back. And one of the main reasons why it's been asked to be brought back, and it's actually going on into the next agenda meeting as a item of its own, is because it says that they have noted that the level of pregnancy has risen in young females because they have not, fewer things to focus on, and netball is one of the main sports outside of soccer where women can actually play.
That's an important point, actually, Paul, because one of the things that was present on the Greenland field previously was a netball court. And I remember growing up in Eastern and playing basketball, we always had the girls playing the netball on the other side, and we playing our basketball. Sometimes we even joined in with the girls and played some netball. So when the field was closed some 4 years ago, it created a void in our community as far as netball is concerned. Many of the women from our community has continuously asked me, when are we getting back on netball court? And I found it as a perfect opportunity in this marriage with Andy and Beaver Football Association and the Beaver OC to be able to bring that sport back to our community.
It certainly is a win-win situation. Yeah. Certainly, Andy, I'm sure from your perspective, the FIFA is more than happy to have that marriage.
Yeah, I'm FIFA delighted. As an example of that, they sent in a representative last night to attend the meeting. She had a very busy schedule, but she came in yesterday afternoon. She left early this morning, but it was important enough to FIFA to have somebody here to support us in this particular project.
Right. So again, if you're listening, we're here live. It's Sports Desk. I'm Paul on the ball. Along with me is the Honourable Marlon Penn, member for the 8th District. Along with him is the President of the VVI Football Association, Mr. Andrew Bickerton. We're going to take a short pause, thank our sponsors, which is Lime, also Speedies, who gets me across to Virgin Gorda, and the Roton Wholesale. When we come back, more talk about the multi-purpose sports complex, which is being opened in East End.
Sports Desk is sponsored by Lime, the better, faster 4G network.
Share the connection. Sign up for Lime Internet and get 50% off the first 3 months, plus 50% off a Wi-Fi modem. Don't miss this incredible value offer. Lime, value every moment. Share the connection. Sign up for Lime Internet and get 50% off the first 3 months, plus 50% off a Wi-Fi modem. Don't miss this incredible value offer. Lime, value every moment.
Your moisture-wicking fabric isn't enough. Your zero-weight shoes aren't enough. Your carbon fiber racket isn't enough. The apps that track, analyze, and motivate you aren't enough. Nothing you put on is. It's up to you. You and what's inside you. What you put into it is what you get out of it. Simple as that. You explode into the record books. You show no mercy. You come back stronger. You win from within.
Gatorade is distributed in the BVI by Road Town Wholesale.
Speedies, the ultimate way to travel in and around the Virgin Islands. We offer daily ferry services between Virgin Gorda and Tortola and St. Thomas on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Speedies also offer 3 daily services from Trellis Bay, Beef Island, including a 10:30 p.m. convenient late run from Virgin Gorda. Explore paradise in Virgin Gorda with car rentals, deep sea fishing, private charters, and taxi services with free pickup offer. Don't settle for anything less. When thinking of travel in the Virgin Islands by land or sea, think Speedies. Full air-conditioned cabins and a well-stocked bar. For more information, call 495-5235 or 495-5204.
When it comes to your health, being uninsured is never an option. Listen to some sound advice. Nagico's Nagicare is one of the best medical insurance plans your money can buy. We offer you solutions to medical coverage benefits tailor-made to your budget and preferences, so that the next time you visit a doctor, you can rest assured that we've got you covered. Visit our website, nagico.com, or contact a Nagico office or agent near you. Nagico Insurances. We've got you covered.
Clearwater is the only 24-hour ice machine in the Virgin Islands, and it's located at the Old Right Way parking lot. Pay $5 for a 20-pound bag of ice. With Clearwater 24-hour ice machine, you'll have ice right at your fingertips, 24/7, 365. Anytime, day or night, it's right there waiting for you. It's very easy to get your ice. Just place your money here and wait seconds for your ice. Voila! It's that easy. The machine accepts dollars and $5 bills, quarts, dimes, and nickels. Ice made from Clearwater lasts twice as long. No salt, no chlorine, and it tastes twice as good. Clearwater Ice. It's pure ice.
Share the connection. Sign up for Line Internet and get 50% off the first 3 months, plus 50% off a Wi-Fi modem. Don't miss this incredible value offer. Line, value every moment. Share the connection. Sign up for Line Internet and get 50% off the first 3 months, plus 50% off a Wi-Fi modem. Don't miss this incredible value offer. Line, value every moment.
And welcome back. I'm Paul on the ball. Along with me is the Honourable Marlon Penn, the member for the 8th District, and with him is the President of the BVI Football Association, Mr. Andrew Bickerton. And we're talking about a multi-purpose sports stadium which is being built in the East End in the 8th District. And Honourable Marlon Penn, it's quite a unique partnership that this whole thing has been put together. Tell us a bit about that partnership, from your perspective, obviously.
Yes, it is a partnership. It's not a government project. It's a partnership between BVI Football Association, by extension FIFA, and a partnership between the BVI Olympic Committee and the BVI in the Eastern Isle District Council. Like I said, this partnership started, and we started discussions over a year ago. We came up with a framework for us to move forward and come to the public and discuss how we can move forward and develop that area within our community. I don't know if you've passed there in recent times, Paul, but that area is a real eyesore right now.
Yes, I have.
There's a lot of derelict vehicles, a lot of, it's been in a state of disrepair for some time now. I've had discussions with members of the community who has expressed their deep concern for how that area has deteriorated. So, like I said, we forged this partnership. Mr. Bickerton, through FIFA, had access to significant funds, which they've been trying to invest in the BVI for, like I said, over 10 years now. We got preliminary approval from FIFA to go ahead with the project. Government's responsibility as it relates to the project is to guarantee the partnership as far as a leasing. We're looking to put a trust in place, a trust that's made up of FIFA, government, BVIOC, to manage the facility, as well as a management board who's responsible for the overall management of the facility. Government will also contribute to the infrastructural work as it relates to the parking lot. We're going to have about 200 parking lot spaces. 200. That's impressive. There's a 1.2 acre strip of land across from the Greenland field that we're going to develop a parking lot, which was part of this year's budget actually. It was budgeted for this year, and there's additional space that we'll have as far as parking. And you know, there's an access road. Right now, I don't know if you've been to Greenland recently. We had an event. It's jam-packed. You can't, when you get in, it's difficult to get back out. It's a real traffic mess.
That's correct.
So what we're proposing as well is to create a bypass road behind our Francis Lesson Primary School. Currently, there's a gut there, and there was a road previously, and we're going to reinstate that road, build up the road, and create a bypass. So when persons come in, it's a one-way in, and then when you leave out through that area. That improves the whole situation as far as emergency as well. And in case of any emergencies, easy bypass out of the Greenland field, and then you have sufficient parking, as I mentioned, for both facilities as well.
Before I get to Andy's part of the partnership, I just want to make this point that you mentioned that that whole area, which was like a junk heap, which you're trying to get fixed. But at the time when the Olympics was being planned, I used to drive through Stratford every day, and the whole area where the Olympics was actually staged was a junk heap.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, it was a real eyesore. You used to pass it; it looked terrible, and it was the Olympic president the president of the Olympics in England, Seb Coe.
Yeah.
Who said, well, why don't we use that area? And they said, well, it can't be possible. And when people that went there for the Olympics would not have believed that area was actually a junkie. So, you know, it's all a matter of, again, like I said, you've got to give you guys kudos, thinking outside the box and saying, listen, this is the area here, let's use that. So that's I just want to throw that in, whatever it's worth. So the partnership, Andy, from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, from FIFA's point of view, as I said, there's funding available for us instantly. FIFA have rules in terms of when they're dealing with the local associations, in that if they're putting money into a facility, then they expect the local football association to have a measure of control over it. Normally they expect the land to be owned by the football association. Obviously in the BVI, one of the drawbacks for us in developing has been there's very little flat ground that's available.
Correct.
And that really has been the reason for the delay in getting anything done. So FIFA have relaxed their rules in our particular case. Excellent. Because we've made presentations to them about special circumstances here. And so as a result of that, the government will retain the ownership of the land. So that's a good start.
Yes, sure.
Obviously, there has to be a lease of a certain period of time.
Sure.
So having agreed that with government, now we're in a position that we can move ahead. So once that lease is in place, FIFA are ready to disperse the first tranche of $500,000 to get us going.
Excellent.
And then, as the Honourable Representative was saying, there's land up above the upper Greenland field, and it works quite well because we can take the fill from there, take it down to the lower field and level, because if you look at the ground there, it probably drops a good 10 feet.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember at the AO Shirley, it was the same. The AO Shirley didn't look like it dropped much until they measured it.
Correct.
So it works quite sweetly that we can create that car parking area up above and then use that fill to level the field. And then with the covering of the gut by government, then that creates the space to be able to put in that 6-lane track around the outside, so that they can then use that for regional meets.
Right. Yeah.
And also, of course, don't forget, you've got Willard Wheatley, you've got Francis Letson, you've got the college just up the road. And if in the future there's a high school built in that area, there's already a facility there.
And there are a few other schools as well, Rainbow and a few others around.
There's some smaller schools,
that can
tiny
use
tots that could use it as well.
For sports.
Sports day that they have as well.
PE.
And we have Bellevue and Hope Hill as well.
Exactly.
All those communities could utilize the facility. You know, and like I said, I mean, it's a good partnership. FIFA is a reputable organization. It's one of the #1 team sports in the world, actually.
Well,
and they're not short of money.
Actually, you might be open.
And they have deep pockets.
So I've heard as the president. But actually, Honorable Penn, this actually might be opening a bigger kind of world than you think. I put it that way because the rules of track and field is that the main stadium, and if you go to Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad, and other places, you actually can't use the main stadium unless it's for competition. You are now building a track in East End. That may end up becoming the use for all the training athletes.
Yeah. Well, our vision is not to really build a competition track.
Right.
Because I mean, there's some concerns right now with the track in Rotown where I'm hearing a lot of athletes complain about getting injured with shin splints and those type of stuff. We're looking at a sort of a recreational track, a practice track where persons could come, walk in the mornings, exercise, get a safe environment to exercise and walk. You know, we preaching this healthy lifestyle.
Right. Well, I'm actually saying it from a positive standpoint in that the fact that you're going to have that track, then it is all weather track that you're putting down there, correct?
Well, we're still toying with.
But if it is, I think it would be a good thing if we can afford it, because it now means that we can take the weight of the main track, which is really only supposed to be used for competition. I mean, I think we're too small to be able to afford to do that. But what we can do is take a lot of the weight, the morning sessions that the athletes usually do on the track, a lot of the walkers that usually, because people drive from all over the country to walk in the morning. So why not drive to Easton instead and walk there?
Well, actually, Paul, that's sort of the idea that we're looking at as well, to create a safe environment, you know, take some strain off of the track in Rotown, and plus, Eastern Long community is the biggest community in the territory. You know, we have the largest population, and a lot of our residents right now walk to the airport, and it creates it's a hazard. You know, you have persons who are driving.
But every time I'm rushing to catch a plane, I'm driving through all these walkers.
Exactly. So you want to create a safe environment for our community. Persons could come and walk. The Francis Letson, Willow Wheatley have their track meets trained. I remember when I was at Willow Wheatley, we were one of the top. We were never out of the top 3.
I was going to say we could expect some track stars now instead. Some more.
Myself, it used to be myself and Dion Crab.
I was going to say, of course, Dion.
That represented Francis Willow Wheatley at the time. Yeah. You know, we were never. You know, we were always, you know, competing with the big mighty Scatliff. We were never able to topple them, but we competed very well. But you know, we've fallen off in recent years, and I think it's the lack of facilities.
Absolutely.
Why the kids in our community have not competed as much as they should have.
Right. Now we're in the tyranny of the clock. So before we finish, I have a text here, and I have been informed it is important that I read it. So the text says, and I'll read it. It says, be aware that there's netball starting next week at Save the Seed with 5 teams. So thank you for that text. So for those who don't know, in fact, coming up next will actually be that discussion with my host, who is here, Mr. Carl Catliff, and talking about the up-and-coming league with the over 40s, which has been extremely successful, incidentally, in Virgin Gorda. But we'll come to that in a minute. Gentlemen, in closing, first we'll give you, Mr. President, your feeling about the whole multipurpose complex and your marriage with.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm delighted that we found a way to get this done. You know, to use the FIFA money and obviously be able to build a facility that doesn't just cater to my particular sport, but caters to a whole number of sports, and will enhance that community, I feel, both from a social and from an economic basis. So yeah, really excited, really pleased that we've managed to come this far. I bet you're excited.
I'd be excited if it was cricket as well. Because it has another program that's very soon about cricket as well. And Honorable Penn?
I am excited, and he's excited because it means that we're able to tap into funds that FIFA has to offer. I mean, it's a good partnership. We know we are moving ahead in terms of infrastructure works that were already in plans, so we could marry this relationship with FIFA. The socioeconomic benefits are enormous. You know, we're looking at construction as being one of our third largest pillar. There's a number of opportunities will be arrived in as far as construction industry. A lot of locals will benefit from this initiative. We're looking at the social impact. Like I said, the safe environment for persons to walk, exercise. The kids, the children at Francis Letson, Willow Wheatley have a place to train and compete now. It's a win-win for our community, and I mean, looking at the long-term relationship with FIFA, an organization that's not going anywhere, and this relationship only could build from here.
Absolutely. And I'm very excited as well, the fact that we now get the females back out playing netball.
Yes, I'm really excited about that. I'm sure I'm going to get a few calls from the excited the young ladies in my community who've been calling me forever about this netball.
Well, it's
situation.
important because, like I said before, for those who are listening, the OECS are really beginning to push netball now through the whole region. They want to have rankings through the whole OECS, and they're encouraging and imploring that each individual territory begin to have netball, active netball, because barring St. Lucia, St. Vincent, a few of the bigger Jamaica, these places, which are actually ranked, world ranked, outside of that, the rest of the OECS netball has died, not just in the Virgin Islands, through Nevis, St. Kitts, Anguilla, all those places, it's died. So, you know, they want to see it back, and it's important for the females to have something to do.
Thanks to FIFA, we're on our way.
Thanks to FIFA.
Well on our way.
People's thinking about the females.
Exactly. We're well on our way here.
But don't forget, a third of our youth players are female.
Well, there you go, absolutely. So certainly it works hand in hand. Again, another marriage. But gentlemen, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you
It's
for
certainly
having
been
us.
enlightening, and I'm sure folks are going to be very excited, especially the women. They get to play netball and soccer.
Exactly.
So they'll be good. So we look forward to seeing that as that progresses, and hope as well sooner than later, obviously, we'll get that contract signed. Coming up next, we have, as I said before, the over 40s, along with my main man, Mr. Carl Scatliff, talking about that league coming up, and it includes, as he said, an over 40 ladies netball at Save the Seed. So we'll stick and stay with us. We'll take a pause for sponsors, and we'll be right back after that word.
Sports Desk is sponsored by Lime, the better, faster 4G network.
Share the connection. Sign up for Line Internet and get 50% off the first 3 months, plus 50% off a Wi-Fi modem. Don't miss this incredible value offer. Lime, value every moment. Share the connection. Sign up for Line Internet and get 50% off the first 3 months, plus 50% off a Wi-Fi modem. Don't miss this incredible value offer. Lime, value every moment.
Your moisture-wicking fabric isn't enough. Your zero-weight shoes aren't enough. Your carbon fiber racket isn't enough. The apps that track, analyze, and motivate you aren't enough. Nothing you put on is. It's up to you. You and what's inside you. What you put into it is what you get out of it. Simple as that. You explode into the record books. You show no mercy. You come back strong. You win from within.
Gatorade is distributed in the BVI by Road Town Wholesale.
Speedies, the ultimate way to travel in and around the Virgin Islands. We offer daily ferry services between Virgin Gorda and Tortola and St. Thomas on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Speedies also offer 3 daily services from Trellis Bay, Beef Island, including a 10:30 p.m. convenient late run from Virgin Gorda. Explore paradise in Virgin Gorda with car rentals, deep sea fishing, private charters, and taxi services with free pickup offer. Don't settle for anything less. When thinking of travel in the Virgin Islands by land or sea, Think Speedies. Full air-conditioned cabins and a well-stocked bar. For more information, call 495-5235 or 495-5204.
Colonial Group International, CGI. Insurance, health, pensions, life.
CGI protects the health, wealth, and happiness of customers with products which are first for price, service, and cover. Like the region's leading health plan, Premier Health. Or efficient, low-cost pensions like Custodian. And flexible, affordable business insurance, Business Options. Customers appreciate savings and fast claim service with motor and home insurance too.
After decades of successful growth, CGI has the flexibility, resources, and resilience for engaging the future with confidence. CGI, insurance, health, pensions, life, where people come first.
Share the connection. Sign up for Line Internet and get 50% off the first 3 months, plus 50% off a Wi-Fi modem. Don't miss this incredible value offer. Line, value every moment. Share the connection. Sign up for Line Internet and get 50% off the first 3 months, plus 50% off a Wi-Fi modem. Don't miss this incredible value offer. Line, value every moment.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Sports Desk. Just joining in with my main man, Paul, on the ball. I know earlier we spoke about, we had Honorable Marlon Penn and Andy Bickerton. We were talking about the national stadium that's supposed to be built up in Greenland. I know that's a lot of talk right now, and then hope we see some action behind of that. But in the studio with us, we have no stranger to television, one of my main men, Steve Parolan. Steve Parolan is here to let us know what's going on with the Tropical Shootout basketball tournament that's supposed to be coming up in December. Steve, welcome to the set. As usual, you're no stranger. Fill us in on what's the details.
Well, good night to everyone in the BVI. Right now, it's a struggle. As you can probably see it on my face. We're having some struggles trying to get this tournament up and going. We're kind of, short financially, trying to get, certain things done with the tournament, and so it's tough right now.
Last week I got some information from online. I realized that the tournament has been publicized as part of one of the U.S. pre-tournaments. College pre-tournaments that's going to be held here, similar to what's going on in the U.S. Virgin Islands and Bahamas. So I see a lot, and I know from what you showed me that there's a lot of people that's already booking flights and stuff to come here. So is it going to be on or not?
Well, I mean, that's a tough question. I mean, like right now, like I said, I'm short financially. I'm in serious negotiation right now with the government. I think this is the last hope because at the end of the day, this is a country's event. It's not Steve Parolan's event, Carl Scatliff event. It's BVI, Tropical Shootout. There's nothing in this tournament that will benefit me. This benefits the BVI. You're talking about a simple formula, a tournament that can lure American college fans into a tropical island during a winter season. It's like almost a no-brainer. And I guarantee you there's no other sporting event here that can have this effect because it's proven that college basketball fans are the best travel fans. And you can look at the numbers in the Bahamas, their Battle of Atlantis, their numbers are up.
Well, I can tell you from the last prediction that I've read, last year, actually this year, there were $12.3 million that they got from that, and they're looking at $100 million by year 2014. So I can attest to what you're saying. It's right there written in black and white. So, I mean, while you're here, Steve, give us a little insight of, what we were supposed to expect. What are we supposed to expect, and what you figured, can take this over the top?
Well,
figures if you want to.
Well, first of all, a tournament of this magnitude, obviously, you're talking high-level NCAA Division I, as seen on TV. Southern Mississippi, they predicted to be an NCAA tournament team this year, because Memphis is out of the tournament, so this should be an easy road for them. And, you know, BVI landers and, you know, local basketball fans would have a chance to see that level of basketball. You know, also, there's a lot of great exposure and marketing opportunities for the BVI within this tournament. So it's important on all levels. At the end of the day, we're preaching sports tourism in this country. We're preaching it all the time. I've been hearing it year after year. And to me, this event has presented itself as a great opportunity for sports tourism. Now, we can take advantage of it, or we just could leave it alone. But if you was to cancel a tournament like this, at this point in time when all the schools are contracted to play in this tournament, and one thing that's need to be noted, these games are not exhibition games like Paradise Jam and like Puerto Rico and like Bahamas. These are scheduled win-loss games. They're coming here for dog fight in the BVI. Win-losses, you win is a W, you lose is a L. And
so these go against the college's record?
They go against the record. There's the NCAA rules stating that each team has to play a certain amount of games. So right now, there's a lot of pressure coming down on me from these schools to expect this tournament to happen.
Okay, what are the difficulties that you're facing right now?
Well, like I said, right now, everything is set in place. The arrangement of the tournament, the contracts are signed, you know, it's just finance right now. Finance is the biggest problem right now. I've actually got the hotels and, you know, the travel agency to work with me. They're actually being lenient on certain things that they're offering. I mean, I just need, you know, anybody who interested in sponsoring is being tough. I haven't got any major phone company sponsor. This is 2 years in a row. When I look around, I see these companies sponsoring all type of stuff.
But then you would have to say too, because I'm too facing the same thing with the 40-plus game. A lot of the companies know they're exhausted according to I mean, as far as their funds go, you know, they plan for the whole year, and we're at the end of the year right now where things are a little hard on them. But a question was asked to me, something of this magnitude, what would it cost in order for this to be going to happen? Something of this magnitude. What kind of projected figures in order to get a tournament like this? What would it cost us?
Actually, to be honest with you, a tournament like this, it won't cost near what festival will cost. It won't cost near what music festival will cost. A tournament like this runs you a little bit over $100,000.
And what are we to gain? What are we to gain from all of this?
Well, what you're gaining from this is you're gaining revenue into the economy, because a tournament like this is designed to attract fans. I did a survey, and this is for personal reference. A couple, husband and wife, contact me this week from Atlanta. They want to come to the tournament for Monday. They want to come from Monday to Monday. And I send them an email with some survey questions. So I asked them, you know, if it wasn't for Tropical Shootout, would you have been coming to the BVI? And they said no, they would never be coming to the BVI. So right there is an example of what a tournament, it gives you another reason besides just water and beaches that we normally lure tourists into the island. So you actually have a direct audience. You have a direct crowd that you're hitting, and that's the fans, alumni, families of the schools.
Now, folks, if you're just joining us, the numbers on the screen to call are 547-3146 if you want to interject into the conversation, if you have any questions you want to ask, if you have any comments that you want to make. The numbers on the screen to text is the same thing, 547-3146. Please call us, interject with us, let us know your thoughts on this tournament and what's going on. Right now, Steve said his back is against the wall right now, and he's actually looking for funding to help to assist something of this magnitude. As he fully said, I mean, something of this magnitude, as I projected to you before in the different countries, project something over the millions of dollars, and it's trickled down to the smallest amount. I know we have a situation right now, probably been a little dormant for a while. I guess you'll interject with me. We have a situation where we're losing revenues in our cruise lines. Now, here is sports tourism on the move. I'm hoping that, you know, the powers may be could understand what's going on in this area and try to be a little lenient and try to assist, because it's something that can blow up. Like I said, from what I've seen from Bahamas and their projection alone, from 12 point something million to 100 million, I mean, everybody gets feed. And I think that's basically what he's saying. Paul?
Well, there are a few texts that came in. I'll deal with those.
Yes.
The first one says, before Honorable Penn, it came after he left. Honorable Penn, can you please get the baseball field fixed for us? We want to play. Thank you. And then it says, Mr. Football President, Mr. Andy Bickerton, Anegada has plenty of flat land that can be used as part of football too. So
which is good. Which is a good.
They're showing interest there. Another text came in. It says, well, that's this person said the personal football. It says, where will the festival events be held? I'm not quite too sure. He said for Virgin Gorda. He says it is. I don't know what he's referring to here. So I don't know if he's just saying if there's football, the festival will be held. There's one last one, and it says, where is the school league? When is the school league started? Again, we'll have to try those answers for you. Again, those came in after the football left, but they want to know when the football league begins. We'll get those answers for you. But obviously, if Mr. Bickerton is listening now, he can certainly call in or send us a text and give us the answers. But thanks for sending the text in.
Now, also coming up, folks, we're supposed to be having some of the folks from the 40-plus league that's supposed to come through. I'm hoping that they still do come through. These are the netball. I know you guys were mentioning netball earlier, and I saw you got a text. Talk about, yes, netball has been dormant. Netball has been dormant for a couple of years in the British Virgin Islands, and I understood your comments that you were making. Yes, we want to see netball return. We have so far 4 teams registered. We're hoping to get some more before the league starts. The league is actually supposed to start next weekend, with basketball, cricket, soccer, and netball. So right now, like I said, the last preparation stuff is going on. This is for folks who still are interested. If you guys want to play, please give me a call. Any of the other folks. My number is 541-7541. You can give me a call. Let me know your interest. I can put you on to somebody who you can play. We're still waiting for the confirmation from some of those teams from the east area. We want to see you guys come in, and we're expecting to see a good show from you guys. But before we come back to what we have, Paul, we have a break. We're going to go into a break, and we'll be right back with a word from our sponsors, Speedy's, Rotan Wholesale, and Lime. Stick and stay. Don't go away.
Your moisture-wicking fabric isn't enough. Your zero-weight shoes aren't enough. Your carbon fiber racket isn't enough. The apps that track, analyze, and motivate you aren't enough. Nothing you put on is. It's up to you. You and what's inside you. What you put into it is what you get out of it. Simple as that. You explode into the record books. You show no mercy. You come back strong. You win from within.
Gatorade is distributed in the BVI by Road Town Wholesale.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Social Security. How may I help you?
I'm here to find out about my husband's Social Security. You hear about that bad accident? Tis my husband get mashed up. So I come to find out about his security.
I'll be happy to help you. Let me see what you have.
Man, I have plenty bills.
It's a lot of bills. Taxi bill, hospital bill, air ambulance bill. He went to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it was a serious accident, you know. The thing fall down and he nearly kill him.
So sorry to hear that.
So, when I gonna get some of that security money?
We process claims quickly. Let me just check on his contribution status. Miss, your husband's contributions are not up to date.
What? What do you mean by that?
He is registered with Social Security, yes, but contributions have not been paid in for him for over a year. I am so sorry, miss. He does not qualify to receive a benefit.
You got to be joking. He has been working all these years. What happened to his contribution? How are we going to pay all these bills? Miss, check again. Check again, miss, please. Check again.
Surprised? No need to be surprised. All insured persons should check on their contribution status at least once per year. Remember, you must secure your tomorrow today. Check on your contribution status right away.
Welcome back, folks. If you're just joining us, basketball is our talk right now, and we getting into a 40-plus games that's supposed to be coming up this weekend. For those of you, we have some footage on some of the basketball games that's been held. We're going to get some more for you next week when my good man releases some of that footage that we have. The 40-plus games, actually, basketball is part of it. Actually started in Virgin Gorda, which brought it out a huge crowd over there. The folks, the fans are loving it every time we go over. Last weekend, we had the four teams were playing last weekend. We had Mystics going up against LE Flyers. They lost to LE Flyers. Congratulations to Bash. And we had Northside Surfers going up against the A's. I'd say congratulations to the Northside Surfers. I think they played me a little too tough, though, Paul. I'm actually playing for the A's. The A's is my team. We had 5 men playing against 10 men, and trust me, they couldn't get us beat that easy. They won the game by, what, 4 or 5 points, Paul?
Well, the difference between the two teams was the player from St. Kitts.
Lenny?
No.
Oh, you talking about Dixie?
Dixie was the difference between the two teams. And once Dixie realized that was the difference and he controlled the game, it was only a matter of time. He bided his time and took it.
So give me some credit for a 5-man team going up against a 10-man team.
No, that's what I'm saying. In other words,
because we were leading the game. We were leading all the way down to the end.
You were leading because they allowed you to lead. But you played, don't get me wrong, you played well, but you were never going to win the game. It's like when you watch NBA and you know some teams are leading, but you know you're not going to win.
If I had one more man.
Yeah, but you didn't.
Exactly.
So I'm not saying that you wouldn't have won if you had 6 players.
Oh, okay, good. Because we won with 6 players before.
Correct. With the 5 players that you had on the night, it was clear that you were going to lose. But the difference between the two teams, in other words, let me rephrase that now. If the other team didn't have Dixie, you would have beaten them with the 5 men.
I felt so too. And if I had one more man, I probably might have beaten them.
If you had one more man, it would have been a different game. Because then you could have rotated.
Yeah, and I'm sending this statement out to Mystics. I'm not going down 2 games. We play you guys this weekend. Mystics, look out for us. Wes, you and your crew, you better bring the whole army because trust me, it's going to be a dog fight. I come in with more man this time.
Saturday?
The games are this weekend, Saturday. I think Saturday's All-Star also.
Steve plays on Friday night.
Oh, okay. The All-Star starts on Friday?
Yeah,
they changed it. They said Saturday was without a doubt. And
it's Friday night.
Friday night.
It's Friday night without a doubt.
Saturday's All-Star, right?
The All-Star is the following weekend.
Following weekend.
Yeah, but so the playoffs starts the other weekend too, right?
Correct. But this Friday night, Eastern is supposed to be played against without a doubt. I'm pretty sure it's Friday night. I can double check it.
I heard it's
But they played last weekend also.
Yeah, but it's not a really big game for East. East can win it without Steve, but in the playoffs they will need Steve to if they're going to.
I've been hearing his name called a lot for this All-Star thing. It seems like he's one of the hot players. You're playing on the BVI on the Tortola side, I understand.
The challenge with guys like Steve Parolin is that the Steve Parolin of this world pull crowds, as Steve knows. And so therefore, even though he hasn't, even though he hasn't showed up for the whole season to play for East, he still gets selected on the All-Star team because they know when Steve Parler's name is called and all the girls are going to show up. Well, I don't know what it is they like about it.
If you have that effect, if you have so much of an effect, why it's not working for you now, Steve?
Well, you know, to be honest with you, I do have a great effect on young people and the women, but.
He does. Could all the children just lock off in one place? Could you get the children to lock off?
We have to edit that part.
Sorry, mothers who are watching the program. We apologize.
Mom, good night to your mom. Good
night. Can I apologize to my mother too, please?
I know you're always watching, but listen, you know Steve.
Both of our mothers are watching.
But serious talk. I was shocked, but I took that as respect and
that you made the team?
Yeah, because I mean
you don't even show up.
No, but I'll be there when it comes. I mean, a man like me who've played so long, you know, I know when to show up.
Well, I'll just say, I'll say for the record, and I told the guys from Eastis, and they weren't happy when I told them this, but I said that there's no way they can set it off without Steve Parler. And the reason why I say that is because Ray Victor has been drafted in to set it off. So they now have
extra
Bass
weapon
on one end, and they have Victor on the other end. Yeah. And there's no way, Mother Bolo or Penn or whoever they will not beat them unless they have Steve on there.
But Steve beat them the first game, right? Isn't
but Steve was there. That's my point.
Okay.
That's my point.
No, I've been working out. I'll be ready.
No,
but you know the good thing about it, folks, is that he's not 40, so he wouldn't be playing in 40-plus games. And the 40-plus games are drawing they're drawing a lot more attention right now because we're bringing out the fans, Steve. I don't care what they say about you and your women, but we're bringing out the fans. The 40-plus is
you're bringing out the fans in a different way.
No, we're bringing out the fans
People are coming up for comedian. Coming up for comedian.
That's the good thing about it, folks. It's a family event. All the games are played. You see folks who have not played basketball in a long time trying to come back and play like they were 16 years old.
Is Diamond playing?
Yes.
No, he's not. Oh. But trust me, it is a sight to see because when the guys fall, you know, they're rolling and tumbling all over the place. It is like comedy.
I'm yet to see a game.
But trust me, it's a lot of fun.
It's fun. Fun is the key word.
It's and the games doesn't go to as long as these guys.
Fortunately.
No, the score is kind of short.
Yeah, very short.
Yes, but and we get in and out of the game a lot faster than these guys.
We wouldn't expect to see Steve playing in that league.
I don't think I'll ever play in that league because when I'm 40, I'm still going to be pointing it up.
I think you will be, yes. Yeah. Very quickly, a text came in here for Steve. We're trying to decipher whether the person was being genuine or whether they were just trying to put some humor to the show. But it says, Steve, why don't you try contacting Carnival Cruise Line for sponsorship? I don't know how serious the person is.
You know, before you answer that, Steve, I would suggest to you. I mean, I know Sir Richard Branson. He has this idea. If you have an idea and he can see that it's genuine, he will assist. I think Sir Richard Branson and folks like Jiraki, those are folks you can count on right now in a time like this. Because the funding I think you're talking about, if the government is saying that, you know, they don't have this and they don't have that. I know there are other peoples on the islands, you know, who can assist. I think if you want to make that a shout out now, you need to, you know, let everybody know what's going on.
But you know what, Cal?
This is hard and it's
one more text, really, one at a time. Just quickly interject here. The talk is asking about Leslie. So we haven't been speaking about the basketball player Leslie up in the States.
Yes.
We should talk about him more with Is the Cry. Also, a quick question to Steve. And Steve, I'm reading a text here, please. The person says, good night. Steve, why don't you go to the government first before making plans with the college? However, the person goes on to say, he should put the horse before the cart and not the cart before the horse.
Okay,
hold up there.
That was the, that's the text.
Look at him, make a statement.
Okay, first of all, the government was contacted from earlier up in the year. I've met with the Premier. I've met with Honorable Mayon Walwin. And I haven't got an official response, Paul, as you may know, until a couple of weeks ago. And now it's being brought over I'm coming last minute. And you know, it's the procrastination that we deal with around here because we don't take things serious, okay? Maybe it haven't been taken serious because it came from me. You understand? But I have made all the necessary, okay, contacts with the government from long time. Okay, and now it's crunch time. You understand? It's crunch time now. And like I said, this is not an event that's benefiting Steve Parolin. We're talking about Leslie. Well, right now I'm in conversation with Nebraska to bring Nebraska here next year. But if we don't have a tournament, if we don't build a tournament, then we can't bring anyone. If we have a player that goes to North Carolina, we may not be able a chance to get to see them. So you got to start from somewhere. This is a country's investment. I don't want anything from this. If the government wants to take it over, they can have it. It's simple. I just don't want to see it fall because I know the good in it. And a lot of people on the island, Carolyn, you know that this tournament can be successful. It can be successful.
The good thing I must say about it is, too, is that, Steve, the tournament, a level of the tournament as you're doing right now, I mean, you're able to bring home some of our locals so we can see. I mean, from the first tournament we had 2 locals that played. This tournament we have on a higher level, which is Carey.
Novel Carey. We only have 2 players at that level right now.
Leslie's supposed to be coming next year. I mean, the level of the tournament can only get better. And folks, as Steve is very well saying, this is something that we don't want to give up, because if this messes up with us right now,
it's done.
Getting back in that level of basketball again, we would look like jokes. And Steve, like I say, if you want to make that projection now, if you want to make that statement now to the general public and let them know the funding that you kind of looking for in order to get this done, now is your time to do so. Well, I mean, I wanted to do my 40+ games, but apparently my folks didn't show up, so hopefully they'll be here for next week.
Well, like I said, Carl, it's getting to the critical stages right now of the tournament. I've been begging. I swear I've emailed every trust company, every bank on this island. I've been trying. I've tried all the major phone companies, and I don't know where's to turn. So I was leaving the government, you know, as with what I can't get, I was going to them. But it comes to a situation right now where I need the government. And at the end of the day, this is something that benefits the country. Taxi, hotels, food, wherever you could think about that tourists wants from a country. Our main industry is tourism. We're preaching sports tourism. Here it is. If you got something better, then I don't have a problem. If it's a better event than this, I don't have a problem, Paul, canceling the event, okay? But to me, you got to look at this as an investment. And right now is the time for the public and the BVI to step up.
And it's just, I think, as Steve is very well saying, once this tournament gets off the ground, the government will no longer need to be a part of it, because you're looking at companies, TV companies, sporting companies, you know, trying to take something over like this. So.
Like Paradise Jam. Paradise Jam is no longer sponsored by the government. You have one more question, Paul?
Well, they get some real comedians in here.
Let's go.
Person says, Carl, can you dunk on Steve's head?
Can you what?
Can you dunk?
You know, Steve, I think you need to answer the first question.
The carnival.
If you want me to answer that for you, I could.
Carl, you haven't answered the question though. Can you dunk on Steve's head?
If you want to see me dunk, come watch me in a 40+ game at Virgin Garden
this
weekend.
Try to dunk on me on a 6-foot rim
this
already.
Weekend, we got 4 teams going on this weekend. Again, if you want to see me dunk,
6-foot rim.
I'll make every effort to put my good knees on, and you will see a dunk.
You have good knees?
Oh, I have them up on the shelf.
Oh,
let me answer the Carnival Cruise Line.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, I would say, I don't know if Carnival may want to sponsor this tournament, but we might go down in the same bracket as a potential loss to the BVI. And that's serious talk. Lose Carnival, lose Tropical Shootout in 1 month. Peace out.
Folks, on that note, we've come to the end of another session of the Sports Desk. Paul, with closing remarks.
Yeah, well, we just want to thank the Honorable Marlon Penn and the President of the BVI Football Association, Mr. Andy Bickerton, for coming on earlier. Certainly, it's very exciting to see that whole marriage there between the Olympic Committee, the government, and FIFA. FIFA will, in the initial stages, once the contract has been signed, to put in $500,000 into the field in Greenland, which includes netball. And the exciting thing about netball, we're talking about the youth. You know, of course, the over 40s, they're important because they're the ones that are going to teach the youth.
That's right.
We're seeing the younger generation come through now and begin to develop, and we really have to find more things for the females to do. So I'm excited about that. And you know, what you do with the over 40s is certainly going to be a good thing because we're getting them back out. We're getting the ladies back out and getting them active again. So you know, all good stuff.
Folks, once again, the league starts this next weekend. So if you guys want to see some netball play, some basketball play, soccer and cricket, we're holding off softball until the league in Seacrest Bay is ended, and then we come back in softball. So that should start sometime the middle of the month or the end of the month. Then we'll see the over 40s and softball come back. But once again, guys, the tournament is on, the league is on, the games are on. I expect you guys to show up. We're going to be in Virgin Gorda this weekend. After this weekend, then we head out to Save the Seed next weekend. And you guys will see some exciting basketball. If you're still trying to get on a team, folks, please give me a call again, 541-7541. I'll try to help you out.
And
once again,
Carl, remember playoffs in Virgin Gorda start next weekend?
Yes.
Next weekend playoffs.
Yes.
Is
Well, actually, what we're doing is we're playing the teams that are not participating in Virgin Gorda down here.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the playoffs start in Virgin Gorda next
Okay.
weekend. So the Eastern play their last game this weekend against Up to the Time, which is the Virgin Gorda team. It's a very important game for Virgin Gorda because if Up to the Time lose to Eastern, who are undefeated this season, they're out of the tournament. And Run It Red get for the first time into the playoffs. So it's
Okay, folks.
interesting.
On that good note,
until next week, good sports on there.
All right.
Gatorade Lab Test 01 Prime Trial Number 10. Fuel Training. Trigger Muscle Response. Ignite.